So today I want to do exploratory programming with the TMDb API. It's a handy API to play with. It has no limits in terms of number of calls, and it's fun because it's on its domain is movies and cinema, so you can relate to it from the point of view of culture, and that's kind of nice, I find. So anyway, I have my Emacs buffer here, and I want to go ahead with no plan, just playing around, taking things slowly. And the first thing I want to do is to go to my closure project folder and create there a new project. The way you go ahead is by typing maven dash t. So I want a hello world project, which means basically there is nothing inside. And here I have to give the maven coordinate of the project. I'm going to call this TMDb because it's the movie database, and that's it. Um, I will show you what is being created when you type this command. That's not what I want. So I created the project TMDb here, and I can show you the tree here. A test directory, a source directory for the source files, and then two hidden files. One is deps.hidden, which is the regular the standard closure deps.hidden with an alias for the REPL, which Maven uses to create a turbocharge the REPL to give you the best experience possible, and an empty um, depths map because I have no need as of yet to include anything. And as you can see, I can launch the program like this, close the depths. So how does it know that I'm Danielle? Well, it's generated from the template. Anyway, and I launched the REPL with Maven as well. That's Maven dash A and REPL. So this is the API overview, the moving database, and you have a couple of entry points: search, discover, find. We're going to play with that. I don't care too much what exactly we're going to do. I suppose the first thing I will need to do is to define the API endpoint, which is HTTPS API with an org and then slash tree version tree. That's the API endpoint. I want my API key. I will need it, and I will. That's something you don't want to put inside the source file, so that will come from outside. And in Maven, you do this by declaring a profile and map, and then you do a development, and then I can say API key, and then copy and paste the API. My API key, I will copy it here. And now I can do Maven properties. And then check here. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. So now I want to make a call, right? And as you may remember, I don't have any dependency on the project. My class path, Maven class path, is this one. There is all kind of stuff on the REPL, but let's see if there is a change. Oh, it is here. Well, okay then. We don't need it. So apparently it's there already. Um, so I can require CLG HTTP client, right? As client. And then I can try something. I can do client get, and then I want to search for a movie, so I'm going to just to test it. And the API key, right? So that's the query params, and then API key, and then API key. Okay, something is wrong here. Oh, I know. Looking better now. Okay, so apparently I was asking with 550 is apparently the fight club. But I am going to look, I'm going to define a, a function called find, which is going to do a search so that I can query. So let's try that out. Fight, right? Okay, so that works. Now, what it is one problem here that it returns JSON, which is difficult to read. So HTTP client has a functionality to encode this in Eden format, but the problem, as you can see, is that it didn't do it, and that's because you have to satisfy a dependency. It looks for by the way, this warning here is comes from the fact that when Clojure compiles a file, it can find. I'm overriding a symbol. It doesn't matter, but you can get rid of it by specifying refer closure and exclude. Okay, so now I won't have the warning anymore, but I still have this bad formatted JSON. I mean, this JSON formatted data, which is not very pretty to look at, and I want hidden. So HTTP client can do it for you. It can decode the output, but it needs to find Cheshire on the class path. And as I can see, I don't have Cheshire here. So what I'm going to do is ask for Cheshire. Here it is, Cheshire. Okay, so now I can do these searches, right? And they return Eden, which is good.